Welcome to Frank Talk on Team TV Hollywood, where we celebrate the lifestyles of immigrant celebrities, celebrate immigrant successes, and discuss immigrant pressing matters. I have with me some very good friends of mine that are doing phenomenal work here in Hollywood, California. First off, I would like to introduce to you a very dynamic, award-winning writer, African film writer in Hollywood, doing his thing, Mr. Odera Ozoka, and his frequent collaborator and partner in crime, Miss Clotilde Delavennat. As you can see, just looking at them, you'll be wondering where these two meet. But I'm going to tell you that you'll be surprised. The beauty about living in the United States is that it's a melting pot, and we get to meet based on values and interests and a lot of things that otherwise would not have the opportunity, and we're really glad. So I'm really, really happy to have you two here.
Thank you for having us.
And I don't know where to begin, but you know what's been nudging my mind is when someone looks at the two of you and you're working on projects. Now, you're from Africa, from Nigeria, and you are from France. Right. Now, I did do a little stint in France for a few months. So I do speak some French. So, bonjour.
C'est vrai, bonjour, ça va?
Tout va bien?
Ça va bien, bien.
Enchanté, merci d'être ici.
Merci beaucoup de m'avoir
Okay.
ici.
Now, for those of you who don't understand,
that's me.
that would be him.
That would be one of them.
That's why I was wondering, how did you two meet, and how, you know, collaborating on the tons of projects you've been collaborating with. How did you two meet? How did you start this phenomenal duo? Mr. Ozoka.
It comes to me.
Yes.
You know, I went to the New York Film Academy, and there's a friend of mine there who actually went there as well, who was a friend of Tilly's. We call it Tilly's, Clotilde Delavennat, but we call it Tilly.
Okay.
For the people who cannot pronounce my name, it's an easier version.
That is true. That is very true. And you know, she was an actress, and I was like pursuing filmmaking, and Soul Diaspora, the first film that was at Pan-African, and you guys did a good review for me, which I was very fortunate. So I really appreciate that from Immigrant magazine. She produced that and had a scene in it, and well, you had a scene, right? It was,
it was my cameo, my winning cameo.
Really?
She had a cameo in that, and ever since then we've collaborated on different things. I mean,
it was our friend, because that common friend that kind of connected us, because we went in different years. Like, we didn't go to that school at the same time.
Oh, I see.
I went there for a very short period of time, but that friend was the connection, because then we all collaborated, and I met so many Nigerian people since I've been here, like, you know, like working in the industry and different fields as well, and we all.
And that has taken you to Nigeria.
It has, actually, yes. I did end up going to Nigeria. It was time flies now. It's 2 years ago. Wait, no, more than that. It was 2000 what?
12?
Yes, 2 years ago.
And how was the experience for you?
Oh my God, it was different. It was so interesting, because I always wanted to go. I mean, that's not even just the only place. I want to go everywhere, but that was amazing, because I mean, I got to meet you know, all of his family and everybody there as well. That was just, that alone was already great, because, you know, I was very fortunate to, you know, they're great people, and then the Nollywood people there, filmmakers, actors, and we were going there to premiere Soul Diaspora, that had never been screened in Nigeria. I mean, except for the AMAs, but when it went there, but not publicly. Yes. So we did a premiere in Lagos, and that was quite a big, a lot of work.
Odera, you started directing at 22? 22,
yeah. Like I'd gone to acting. I went to New York Film Academy, actually, the same school she went to as an actor. And then, but I always, my uncle, this when I first moved to the United States, my uncle was like, "Oh, I heard you want to be an actor." I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is like don't worry about those kind of things." And like, you know, like acting is not, back in 1999, you know, 2000, acting was not a thing, you know, in Nigeria. That was something that people wanted to do. So, so when I moved here, my uncle was like, "Have you considered filmmaking?" I'm like, "What's filmmaking?" You know. So in any event, when I moved to Los Angeles,
on your own.
Yeah, on my own. Well, thank you for reminding me.
You moved out here on your own?
Oh, that's a crazy story.
I was
okay, that's
20.
A whole nother show, right?
That's a whole different show. I moved here when I was 20. To cut it short, I moved here when I was 20. I didn't know anyone here. I moved here from Houston and went to the New York Film Academy, and then from there I just started meeting folks, and then and then just somehow the loneliness aspect of like moving here and not knowing anyone here.
Yeah, that's a typical immigrant experience, right?
Big immigrant story. And so being 21 at the time, after like being here for about a year, I started thinking about working on Hollywood, Soul Diaspora, and that's how I wrote that.
And in Soul Diaspora, you had some heavy hitters from Nigeria, from Nollywood, right?
Well, actually, they came to the premiere.
They came to the premiere.
They came to the premiere.
Okay.
Some major names came to the premiere, but like I think you're talking about EJ.
Yes, you did direct a movie with Genevieve Naji.
No, produced.
Oh, produced.
We both produced it together with Genevieve, who's and Omotola Jalade, two fabulous actresses who had come to the United States to work, and they were just pleasure. It was a pleasure to work with them. You know, it was actually a good time. I think this was the first time I actually met. Or actually had known about these two actors. My sister initially was the one who was like, "You're working with Genevieve?" I'm like,
I know, that's a big deal.
Big, huge.
Now, for those who don't know, Genevieve Naji and Omotola Jalade are the equivalent like of
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. Okay, so they're big.
Yeah, they're the biggest stars.
And what film did you get the AMAA Award? That's the African Movie Academy
Award. Yeah, that's the Academy
Awards.
The equivalent of the Oscars for Africa. That was for Soul Diaspora.
So your first film?
My first film.
That's the one you actually directed. The first.
Yeah, the one I directed and when I was 22. That's the one.
22 in a week and a half.
In a week and a half.
20 grand.
Well, 20,000.
Yes.
Off the bat, you get an award.
Very fortunate. Very fortunate.
No, I don't think very fortunate. I think that it was well deserved because I've seen your work.
Thank you.
And it's just been amazing. And Clotilde, I don't even want to. I can't even begin to understand how you got into this industry.
I know, it's crazy.
And then let alone
the
bridge, the Nollywood, the Hollywood. How are you managing all of this? How do you get into it?
Well, I mean, I think meeting them and just like, you know, getting, appreciating so many of these creative minds, you know, I just wanted to collaborate. And it was very random. I mean, even like working on EJ, you know, with Chinese, I mean, I got on board very randomly anyways and just offered my help and then just, you know, got a lot bigger than I anticipated and worked on it for almost a year with them. But it was, that's kind of how it started. And then meeting Genevieve and Omotola, you know, working with them, I had no idea how big they were. So I met the people, you know, not knowing their status first. And then, then producing Soul Diaspora, I mean, then and before and after. I mean, it was a long process anyway.
I can imagine.
So it was really collaborating with people that I considered friends and, you know, projects that I liked.
Yes.
And then that just got me into, I mean, I met so many people that it just became this thing where I don't intend to stop. But it was very accidental, I would say.
So you guys have been working together for how long now?
6 years?
On and off projects?
About 6.
6 years.
About 6 years.
Wow. Yeah. And you know, we're sitting here also because you have some projects that are coming up.
Yeah.
Hollywood Street.
Hollywood Streets.
And then the movie that you're working on about the Nigerian Civil War.
Yeah, Biafra.
In the late 60s, Biafra.
Yeah, that's one.
That's got to be interesting.
Well, it's going to be a good time.
Yes, and you're still collaborating. And it would appear some of those good old friends of yours, because now you're dealing with the A-listers, will be also in these movies, right?
Well, I'm hoping. You know, I reached out to Kitenshaw and like some other like known Nigerian, but like right now I'm looking to work with, you know, definitely all the actors I can and producers and talent, because not just Nigeria but like across Africa really. Absolutely. Because there's a huge and the world
we're putting European people as well.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Hollywood Street, what's the premise of Hollywood Street basically? Because is it about, what is it?
Well, it's just about there's several different facets to Hollywood Streets. I mean, on one hand is a story about two friends who are about to lose their friendship. It's about dreams. It's about people's dreams when they move to Los Angeles, and then after a certain period of time here, after a period of time here, you know, friends losing those dreams, like getting feeling they have to move on.
I know.
You know, when after being trying to be an actor for so long in Hollywood, and so
tough decision.
Yeah.
Are you limiting it to one ethnicity, or is it going to be something global?
No, actually, it's like a universal, you know, story in the sense of the fact that it's the same shared struggle of dreams and dreams that sometimes make it and don't make it. Her character in Hollywood Streets is a singer who's actually making it. One of the few people in the film who's making it. I play a character
He plays the lead, and he's an amazing actor, although he doesn't really speak about it that much.
You know, he doesn't emphasize his acting.
Yeah.
Because there's no by choice.
The thing is, he's so good at so many, you know, in so many things.
The man got an award the first time he tried.
I know, right?
How many people get to do that? You know.
I know.
And off the bat, let me tell you something. Genevieve Naji and all the likes of them, they're not easily accessible. You know that. So we cannot take it for granted. That tells us that you are poised for greatness.
Thank you.
And you are on your way, because I've seen your work, and it's just amazing. And so, Clotilde, tell me, what is it like working with him? You must really enjoy his company.
Not always that easy. No, I mean, he's an amazing, like, he's a creating force. He's like so inspiring to be around, because his vision, no matter what he does, no matter what he's working on, like his vision is always so vivid that you cannot help but being drawn into it. Absolutely. No matter who you are. Like, he will pitch it to you, he'll explain things, and you're drawn in, and you just want to participate. You want to be part of the project, no matter what. So it's a very contagious energy that he has. And so working with him, I mean, we worked, at a writing level, the producing level, and as an actress. I mean, I do several things, but I consider myself primarily an actress, as an actress.
She does a lot of things well, which is what's frustrating. For her, it's frustrating.
It's frustrating.
I mean, you're a producer as well.
Well, I produce Soul Diaspora and Hollywood Street, but I'm
like, no, you got to do it, because you're good at. He
doesn't give me the joy.
It's like you're acting it, so there's one actor who I want to produce, But
I just.
So she's invaluable to this project.
Just in general, as a talent, in general. I don't. It's finish.
No, I mean, it's. It's great to and like I said, we have different collaborations based on. I mean, when he directs me, it's an actress with a director.
Absolutely.
When we produce something together, it's very technical and strategic, and stuff like that. And when it's the writing, well, we just brainstorm. We just like throw ideas and. So
So let me ask you, do you think that you're carving some kind of a niche for yourself in Hollywood? Because you guys didn't come here waiting for a job, from Hollywood. I'm sure, like most actors that come here that are dreaming, and all of us that are trying to make it, or that have made it, or on our way to making it, typically, the immigrant experience, you have to do something on the side and all whatnot. And you're not waiting for handouts in the industry either. That's what I admire about you two.
Thank you.
Is that while others are sitting and waiting for that call,
right.
Like, I'm not waiting for any call. I am not waiting for a call. I'm going to make my own call, basically. That's what you're doing. So do you think that you're carving out a niche that is, because you kind of, it's just been on my mind that you're bridging, you created like some kind of heritage kind of niche. Because you're able to work with the likes in Africa. And you're also able to work with the likes of people that are here, so that's amazing. That's an amazing thing. So do you think that you're really carving a niche, and where do you see this taking you?
That's a great question. I can't speak for her, because I'm sure she's going to speak for herself. I mean, for me, I totally agree. I think, back in film school, they say that, if you're going to write, if you're going to make a movie, do something But I think part of the reason why they say that is because no one is going to give you a handout to make a film. You have to kind of come up with friends, meet with friends, and inspire each other, and then hopefully try and create something that you all can participate in. So in a sense, and then hopefully you do something that other people can look at, appreciate, and then hope, or not, we'll have a conversation.
Correct.
And then from that, you can now climb up to the next level.
Absolutely.
But I agree. I think it's not so much about waiting. Waiting for someone to do that. But I think it's about getting a bunch of people together. And then working together, trying to make it happen. So in that sense, I mean, talking about acting, for instance, part of the thing, like the people I worked with, Jude and Chang as my executive producer. He did Hollywood Streets. Robert Okumu, who acted in the film Hollywood Streets. Tilly, who produced and acted in it. Clotilde.
No, correction.
Clotilde Delavennat.
Just for the people who may not know who Tilly is. That's for the internet.
Clotilde Delavennat. So yes, it's a collaborative. It's a collaborative effort. And but yes, you're right. I think it's just a matter of getting people you could trust, and then having them all work on the same project together, and hopefully doing something together.
Talking about your upcoming film, on Biafra.
Uh-oh.
Now,
That's going to be a big one.
I know that's going to be a big one. For those who don't know,
Right.
Nigeria went through this civil rights, this period. They had a
Right.
civil war that ravaged the country.
Yeah.
You know, tell us something more about that.
What I feel like is a big problem in Africa is the fact that we are afraid to confront the obvious. You know, I was in Nigeria like a couple of years back talking about trying to get Biafra off the ground, and they were like, well, why are you trying to make Biafra? Like, I'm like,
Give it some life.
Yeah, I'm like, they were like, why are you trying to make a movie about Biafra? I'm like, well, because it's our story.
Yes,
you know,
it's your story.
And it hasn't been done.
if you've not before Half of a Yellow Sun came out,
Yes.
before
Okay.
that, this was 2 years back. Banks were saying, don't make the movie. I mean, they were
Okay.
telling me to my face, you can't. Why would you want to like stare up? I'm like, well, because if you don't talk about it,
Yes.
first of all, you're going to have a Boko Haram situation or a man situation,
There you
or
go.
you're going to have situations because you're living in a country that has way too much secrets and no one is talking about it, and
Yes.
it keeps falling
It's like
apart.
the elephant in the room.
That no one is talking about. So I think it's an unfortunate event when it comes to Boko Haram because, first of all, you're right. There's attention that they need, and we're giving it to them because there's nothing else the government can do at this point. I hope that I think Good Luck hopefully does find those girls, because I think it's kind of unfortunate that 200 girls go missing and there's
Just
no way to,
like that.
there's no way to find them. I think I can only imagine what the parents are going through. But with Biafra, the reason why I wanted to tell it was because I felt like the time had come to address situations like that. Now the film is not going to focus on just war, because we see that every day. It's what the media puts out. It's like there's people being killed here in one part of Africa or this other part of Africa. It's really about what it takes to have unity. It's really, the film really speaks to several different elements of culture, but it's more about how East, West, South, how can we as Nigerians and Africans how can we understand that we are better off, stronger,
That's true.
when we're together or when we come together
That's
than
true.
when we're separated. It's just common sense. I don't understand why that's not common. So the film is going to tackle. When it comes, I'm not going to give too much about the film, but it's going to tackle a lot of.
It's going to be a love story inside that story. Why are you pointing fingers?
I don't know. That was an interesting look of it.
Because I can't speak on that yet.
Because I'm trying to get you to tell me something.
Yeah.
It's
a human story.
It's a human story.
And just think the vein of like Terrence Malick, Thin Red Line, and very human story.
It's going to definitely deal with a lot of themes that I think a lot of us in Africa are afraid of. A lot of us.
When can we expect to see Hollywood Street or Biafra?
We're with Hollywood Streets. We're currently in final stages of post-production. We're going to start submitting to festivals, and hopefully Pan-African will have us. Hopefully, but it's
better.
Hopefully,
I know, right? It's like fresh out of the egg.
The
trailer should be out soon.
We're working on the trailer. So that should be out.
A week or two.
And then Biafra, we're gathering funds, trying to make that happen, because it's not a small film. It's a film that my producer Ashley Ellis and myself, we're trying to figure out how to go about making a film that is about Biafra, but it's about more than Biafra.
Correct.
It's a film that deals with not only the themes of war and violence, but also social degradation, also hope, also love.
Yes.
So we're hoping that we're able to get the funds, and then once we get the full funds, we're hoping to start production sometime next year. And
well, we have some actually. I mean, it's a good thing that it's piling up, but
I mean, it's really about.
You can always use more.
What we're trying to do really is going to be, I think, not done before in Africa, and I say that very, very specifically. I'm not trying to say anything more just to hype it or whatnot, but some of the ideas that we have, some of the things we're trying to do visually, some of the things we're trying to do through just getting the community, working with people from different facets of the society in Nigeria and potentially outside. We're looking at it because we realize, at least I realize, that film in this day and age is not only film. film is also this business and that.
Correct.
So
Exactly.
so it's really appealing to the fact that I could still tell a story, but then have investors realize that, look, it's also maybe good to invest because you're doing something good for the community as a whole,
Yes.
for the people as a whole. So we're putting together a couple of things, and hopefully sometime next year we'll start shooting, and she's gonna be.
She gonna play a lead somewhere?
She might have to like take some shots, get some shots for not vodka shots. I'm saying.
It wouldn't hurt to loosen up.
We'll discuss that.
I'll tell you, like, you know.
We'll see about the vodka shots after we're done shooting.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, more shots. But
Well, a lot of shots, like, like the,
shots that just
and pills and malaria stuff, and that's for sure. Like,
Well, that's
yes,
goes
for
without
sure.
saying.
yeah.
Yes,
So,
these ones, yes.
Yeah.
But no, we're so hopefully Hollywood Street comes out. Festivals, look out for it.
That'll be in February.
Yeah, it's sometime in February, and
Maybe
and
try out the
Biafra.
film festivals like Los Angeles Film Festival.
We're submitting to
Oh,
everything.
yeah,
We're
everybody.
going to submit to everything that we can, but because the subject matter, I think, it tackles several different
It's
things.
very universal too.
Universal, but more importantly, there's a certain element of tolerance that I'm trying to go for. Because I feel like in Nigeria and across Africa, one of our biggest problems as well is that we don't tolerate other people.
Correct.
We're not able to say you're different than us. That's okay, as long as you're not killing somebody else. Do you? And able to do that, and I feel like that's one of the things we have to, as blacks, as Africans, we have to like be able to step out of that. Like we have to be able to say, look, you're different than me, but it's okay.
Yeah, speaking of what you were talking about, speaking of tolerance, and I would add, openness of mind. I always think of that person because to me, she blows my mind. She's such an inspiration. Is Malala Yousafzai, the little girl that got shot by the Taliban.
Yeah, amazing.
And who stands up for education, women's education throughout the entire world. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. This girl is just amazing, and she seems to have no fear whatsoever. She seems to be able to.
I mean, when you've gotten shot, when you get, you know you have a problem when you shoot someone because they want to go to school.
Can you imagine?
That's a problem. You have a problem with
I
that.
think it's just like, I mean, her speech to the UN last year, I think it was in July 2013, was absolutely mind-blowing. I encourage anyone to even look at that speech. If you've never heard it, just go watch it, because I feel like she's like a new, I don't know, like she has this wisdom like Nelson Mandela or all the, Martin Luther King, or such a leader at such a young age. And anytime I fear about anything, I just think of her and think, I mean, if she can do it, I mean, she's just amazing. So I feel like we need more people like that, and it's hard to come across because she's just.
I mean,
it's just.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at her and you look at the girl, the Chibok girls who were captured, then you wonder why you so threatened by these girls having an education. Like you say, Western education is sin, but by the same time, it's like. You're using weapons that are not created by you. Did
you manufacture them?
No.
Do you even know how to?
You see, like
it took someone who got education.
So I mean, and just the hypocrisy, because I think ultimately that what she's speaking to, because I think Malala is actually a great testament to girls around the world, and I hope that Boko Haram understand that shouldn't, kids having an education should not be who they're fighting.
And I feel like that's one more element I wanted to say is one of the lines she says is she talks about wanting to reach out to the Taliban and tell them that she doesn't even hate them.
Oh my gosh.
That she says if they were to point a gun at her or something, or she says, all I want even for you is for you or your children to have education too, and I wish you could see the beauty of education. I'm paraphrasing. I apologize for butchering her words,
that's okay.
but it's just clear. Her humanity and her lack of hatred after what she's gone through is to me one of the biggest inspiration at the moment in the world. So
Malala, more power to you.
Yeah.
And we pray for all the Malalas in the world, the Chibok girls,
totally.
and these children that are also experiencing the immigration crisis. We're just praying that the world will be more humane.
I agree.
The world will be more humane. That policies will be made to protect those that need protection.
And we're getting. I think the thing is, I feel very optimistic about humanity.
Yes, I do too.
Really, because I think
that's why we're sitting here, right?
Yeah,
because for every evil,
Yeah.
there's so much good.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like art
There's
is
so
such
much
a great
good.
tool
Yes.
to even
Absolutely.
help
spread that word. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
spread word and open
Yeah.
people's
So
minds.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
So it was just an amazing conversation. We touched on so many things.
Right.
I wish you so much good luck, so much success in all you do.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping that next time we're sitting here, we'll be even on the bigger, much better circumstances. Maybe maybe
Along with the
Oscar
awards
awards.
Oh, boy.
Why not?
Lying out.
Dreaming big.
I know.
Dreaming big. The sky's the limit.
That's
Beyond the
Exactly.
skies.
Yeah.
You know,
And even that.
So
Telling stories that could
Yes.
impact everyone, regardless of
Everyone.
Oscar or the AMAA, but
Absolutely.
storytelling. Everyone should tell
Yes.
stories.
Unifying.
Yes.
Unifying, making movies.
absolutely. So
That the world needs it. So
The world
thank you so
certainly
much,
needs
Pamela.
it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pamela, for having us here. I think this is actually our first. Not to get her all brushed up on camera.
Please do.
But this is, I think this is
Exclusive.
our first interview promoting something together on any show, and I'm happy that it's here. I mean, we did something for the American Africa channel, but that was just me on that. So
Okay.
this is the first time that we've sat to talk about our work and our project. And I can't be any more happy to be with someone like you, who's very supportive of the arts, supportive of immigration, supportive of people who are less fortunate. So I really thank you so much for having us here.
well, I just want you to consider this your platform. That's why we have this voice. It's a platform for everyone. And it's not to exclude anyone. It's not to exclude America. It's just get to know us, America. Immigrants are here to enrich this country, to work with you, to show you the beauty of culture and diversity, the arts, everything, music, entertainment, and just to empower. And this show is really to inspire. So we hope that you come back to us. So thank you so much. Thank you, Odera.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Clotilde Delavennat. I got it right.
It's a long, complicated name.
Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us today. And this concludes our interview with Clotilde and Odera, the dynamic duo that are shaping Hollywood in a new way. Thanks for joining us today on Frank Talk on Team TV Hollywood. It's been a captivating conversation. Now, for information about anything that you've heard today on the show, be sure to check out Clotilde on Clotilde Delavennat Facebook page, Twitter page, as well as Mr. Odera Ozoka's Facebook page on Hollywood Street on his upcoming project. For more information about Frank Talk on Team TV Hollywood, be sure to visit us on our Facebook page and also our Twitter page, as well as, of course, the homepage, www.immigrantmagazine.com. See you next time on Frank Talk, Team TV Hollywood.